Hey there, OCD ninjas. Today we're diving into a big topic, one that I've been asked to do repeatedly. Is that a word? Repeatedly. By you in the comments and through emails. Specifically, we're going to talk about two things: real event OCD and trauma. I'm here to guide you through this, make it easy to understand, and keep things positive. So if I keep thinking about my negative past experiences, I'm going to feel a shot of anxiety every time. Like, that sounds like trauma, right? Well, not always exactly. So how do I know the difference between the two? And what treatment is effective? Well, I'm glad you asked. I heard you. I'm gonna tell you. So let's get started on this journey. Have you ever had a thought that just won't leave you alone? Like we all have. Sometimes it's not just a memory that's bothering you. It could be real event OCD. Real event OCD? This is like your brain being a super detective. It's always focusing on events, real or not, playing in your mind. And it's on repeat. It's like your brain's own director saying, let's replay that scene one more time. More anxiety this time. Heighten it. I don't know if you got that right. Replay it. Go again. Repeat. Didn't get that. Hey buddy, put it on repeat. Hey, this time more emotion. You sure you got all the details? Okay, let's put some feeling into it. Oh yeah, you're supposed to feel guilt. Let me throw that in there. We put some shame. How about some threats to the future because of the thing you did in the past? Let's go over it one more time. Oh, and don't forget, you're a bad person. Yikes. Who wants this? Why does our brain berate us with these thoughts? These past memories. It puts so much value on them. Well, it's designed to do this, but it should be temporary. Replaying a moment and learning from it. Moving on. Like, that's what it's supposed to be for. With real event OCD, it's replay the moment, learn from it, be mean to yourself, figure out if your fears are real or not, feel guilt, feel shame, feel anxiety, replay it just to make sure you got all the details, and do it again. It does this because, well, you have OCD. It's a faulty signal that's being sent. It doesn't need to be. That's the nature of OCD. Hey man, let me trigger you with these past thoughts, put all this meaning behind it. I'm gonna give you some anxiety with that too. Make sure you find out if you're a good person or not. Ask for reassurance, research, look at your journals, all that stuff. Feel good for a moment. I'm gonna make you doubt it one more time. Ooh, it makes me angry to think that this is happening to people. But how do we know this isn't trauma because of the negative experience you had in the past? Well, trauma is a response to a deeply distressing or disturbing event that just overwhelms an individual's ability to cope. It can result from various experiences such as accidents, abuse, natural disasters, and trauma can have a profound effect on mental and emotional health. It often leads to symptoms of anxiety, depression, and really just difficulty trusting others. Those who experience trauma related to the past and negative experiences are often hit with symptoms pretty darn quick, as if the body and mind put them back in that experience and they feel it all. They feel anxiety, they feel the physical symptoms, it's like they're there. However, they are often not ruminating about the experience. They're not trying to make sense of it. It is what it was. They're not trying to figure out if they're a good person or not, for the most part. If they're going to go to jail in the future for that thing that they possibly did or did do, if they really do that thing again, they aren't going back to review this on purpose. They're not going back to check. In fact, that's usually the last thing they want to do. To me, that's the key difference here. Those with trauma want out of the experience. That tends to be their sole focus. Those with real event OCD, of course they want to get out of those moments, but they also want answers. They want to know about their past, what it really means, what it means for their future. Are they okay? They're going back on purpose. So think about it this way. Trauma is like a sudden storm hitting you. It could be one big lightning bolt or a series of thunderstorms, and it's leaving you shaken. Real event OCD is more like, I'm checking the weather app. I'm thinking about the storm that is coming, even on a sunny day. It's not about the actual rain, it's about the fear of it. But can someone have both? Darn tootin'. Where'd that phrase come from? Darn tootin'. In some cases, traumatic events may trigger or exacerbate OCD symptoms, and individuals can struggle with both. Intrusive thoughts related to the traumatic event, but also going back and reviewing those moments on purpose to make sure, man, am I a good person? Am I not? Should I have done that? Should I have not? Many with real event OCD aren't having traumatic experiences. They're questioning who they are as a person, what they said in the past, what they did. What was my intention? That's a big one right there. What were my intentions when I did this thing? Because guess what? We're all making mistakes in life. Big mistakes that we look back later as we've grown up and we're like, oh man, why did I do that? Why did I say that? We need to give ourselves some grace for these things in the past. So let's talk about some solutions here. The good news is there's help. for both real event OCD and trauma. Think of therapy like your relatable umbrella in that storm. For OCD, we use exposure and response prevention. For trauma, there may be a combination of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and exposure and response prevention. Some people use eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR. Woo, those are some big words. If you're not sure what to work on first, I tend to ask the person, what is getting in the way in your life right now? Are they physical symptoms, intrusive thoughts? Maybe they're compulsions that you're doing over and over and over and over and over again. And that's where we start. If I want to get rid of the compulsions, we're working there. Ultimately, we want to tolerate any negative feelings that is related to the past. If it's OCD related, we're not going to make sense of them. We're not going to figure the intentions. We're not going to build your identity off of these past experiences. You're in the present moment. Your story is here. It's not the past, it's here. You're not putting judgment on that. Wasn't a good experience, wasn't a bad experience. We tend to use a lot of maybe, maybe nots, maybe, to help the brain stop problem solving. It's taking any physical symptom, thoughts, or feelings and responding to them so differently. Allowing the thoughts to come if they want to come. Not avoiding life and keeping track of any compulsions that you're doing to feel better. We're going to get rid of those. Eventually the brain learns that you can handle the story of the past, and it no longer needs to keep throwing out these threats your way. So exposure-wise, we often think about the story on purpose because you're already doing it, but we're going to respond differently to it. I often have people write down the experience, whatever it is. I went swimming with this person, I saw this thing online, I did this, whatever makes me a bad person. We're writing it out as it happened, and we're like reading that story. Yeah, I remember that. Cool. Yes, that did happen. Awesome. I'm not saying, this is horrible, this is bad, I'm a bad person, I'm gonna go to jail. What if people find out they don't know my real intentions, blah, 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 blah. We're not doing that, not doing that. We're responding differently so your brain knows, you know, you can keep giving me this story. I'm giving you answers that don't matter. That's really what the big thing is. If I'm telling you I don't care, you're gonna stop giving me these thoughts, which means you have to feel the anxiety through it, feel the distress. It's uncomfortable, it's not fun, but we wanna keep moving forward. Bring yourself back to the present moment. What am I doing right now? I'm filming a video right now. That's what I'm doing. So my awesome people, if you're dealing with real event OCD or trauma, seeking help is important. You're not alone on this journey. If you don't have access to a therapist and you need to learn these skills, I outline it all in my step-by-step course. I'm gonna link that down in the description. Master your OCD, man. It's worth it. I get emails all the time like, this actually helped. I was surprised. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. It helped. Awesome. Take care of yourself. Be you. What value are you gonna bring in life right now? Like, that's important. You are great. Go watch this video here for more tips on OCD. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.